Welcome back, everybody. This is Connie with the Artisan Company. Oh my goodness, do we have a fun project today? This project is not difficult to do. It just takes a little bit of time to uh, do spacing and threading and things like that. But it's not difficult to do, but it's a fantastic look once it's finished. So we're going to be doing some large hole stones with some deer lacing. And yeah, it's stunning. So let's get started on what we need. Okay, first of all, you're going to need some deer lacing or some kind of leather. This deer lacing is so soft on the neck, so I love it. This is 1/8 inch wide, and it's kind of a smoked tobacco look. You can see it's just the back of it's a kind of a dark. Isn't it stunning? And I use this a lot in my Native American work because it's just so beautiful. But this is deer lacing and it's a 1/8 inch. You'll need about, well, the necklace I'm making is really long, but you don't have to do yours that long. You can measure out how much ever you need. But make sure you measure just a little more than what you think you're going to need, because when you're working with leather, the ends will fray, like when you're threading beads on and things like that. Your little tips, usually about an inch down, will get frayed and kind of, raggedy looking. So you want to have enough that you can clip those little raggedy ends off once you're done, and have a little space to work in case you decide, I want to put a knot here that you didn't plan before. So the necklace I'm doing, I've got about 50 to 52 inches of deer lacing. The next thing is, remember the beads that I told you I bought from Tasia Beads? So what I've got here is a large hole mahogany obsidian stone. And is this not stunning? I got this from Tasia Beads the other day, like I was showing you. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that stone. Oh my. So you're going to need some of those. Then you're going to need some leather crimps, and I'm using this particular one. And it's about a, oh, I'd say it's a 5 inches by 8, 12 if you count this. I mean, I'm sorry, 10. I'll get it right in a minute. It's about a 10 here, 12 if you count the little hole right here, by 5 across. Now there's multiple crimps you can use for leather, so uh, you know, use whatever works for you. But I'm going to use this one because I just like it. It's easy to work with and it's very secure. All right, the next thing you will need is some kind of accent bead. I am using a 12 by 8 melon bead, and it's kind of got the little uh, facets on it there. I'm not facets, but the little lines there, the corrugated look of it. And it's kind of a matte gold color. I got these from Fire Mountain, is where I got those from. As the leather crimps I got from Michael's, so you'll know. But you can use any kind of accent bead. It does not matter what it is. Just make sure you got a large enough hole to slide it on. Then you will need about a 10 millimeter bead cap of some kind with a large hole. And you can see these right here. These came from Fire Mountain, and they do have a very large hole. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So you'll need some of those, and this is kind of a shiny gold, but it has a little black filigree work in there, so it doesn't look quite as shiny as some of the others. So you'll need some of those. Then I've got a 5 millimeter crimp cover in silver. You can use any color that you want. I know that they make them in other colors too, but I just happen to have silver, and I think it's going to be kind of a nice accent from all the neutral earth tone colors. So anyway, this is a 5 millimeter crimp cover. You'll need some of those. And then I've got a centerpiece, which you can or cannot do. It does not matter. This one is a, gold leafed oak feather. You can see that, and it's got a little bail right here on the top. Now you can buy these uh, any, well, I'm not going to say anywhere, but you can buy these on Fire Mountain. This particular one is a real one that I picked up in the yard and gold leafed, but you can buy these already done, and it's so much easier and so much faster, and they come in a variety of colors. But just look for leaves that have been leafed a color. The copper and bronzy colored ones are stunning. So, anyway, but I had this one and I thought, oh, that would be just really beautiful. I've been wanting to do something with it, and this is it. You do not have to have a centerpiece of any kind if you don't want. You don't have to have anything like this. If you've got a centerpiece that you like better, use that one. It's just a focal piece. So, whatever focal piece you want to use or not, um, grab that. This piece right here is about 3 inches long this way and about an inch and a half across this way. So it's fairly large, but it'll be hanging down way down in the front. So it'll be beautiful. Okay, let me get my head wrapped around it and we'll get started. All righty, the first thing we did was we measured out all of our leather that we're going to use. And then I'm going to come up here to the top of it and I'm going to make a little sharp edge with my scissors so it's easier to thread the leather through the beads. Just a little angle there. Yeah, there it is. It's a little sharper than it was. I'll pull it up here. Maybe you can see it. But there they are. You can see how sharp they are. I'll flip them this way maybe. Okay, so what we're going to do to make it easier for you to get your spacing right, we're going to do the centerpiece first. So I'm going to take my pendant here, whatever you're using or not, but whatever you're doing for the center, you want to do it first. So I'm going to pull it all the way down like so. Ends are even. And let me flip this because I want the leather end out, not the suede one. So I want the suede one in. So I'll flip that over. And I'm just going to do one side at a time. And what I did was I went through my beads. You know me, I go through my beads. And I found that these were some of the darker ones, and these two were really dark. So I wanted these to be the focal in the front, so the color will come down like that. So I'm going to take on one side here, one of the darkest beads. I'm going to thread it on there. And sometimes, let me do this so I can work. I'm going to clamp this so I'll know it's the middle. And when you're threading these with leather, this type of leather, not the round leather that's kind of hard, not that leather, but this leather is really soft. So once you stick it through there, you may have to hold the leather right here with your finger and press the bead down and twist. And you can see how it comes through right there. Then pull that all the way down. And then the next one you're going to do on that side, same thing, put the little end in there, twist it, there it goes. And then I'm going to put a bead cap on. So you're going to thread this one from the top of the hole. And I'm pushing it through. And if for some reason you can't get your finger in there, just take a little tool and just grab it and pull it out if you can't get your finger in there. I hope I put this on there the right way. No, I did not. Let's back it up. Let's go this way. Ah, yeah. All right, so that's that side. Let's come over and do this side. So I'm putting the darkest bead on there first. So it's going to be next to that shiny gold leafing. And then this bead on. Now these beads are the easier ones to do because the holes are large. Now when you get these little melon beads, they're large too, but not quite as large as the others. All right, so hopefully I'm doing this correctly. Let me put that one on there like that. You just have to think about it before you do it. Okay, so it should look like this at this juncture. If you're doing a centerpiece of any kind, it should look like that. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be stunning. Okay. All right, next thing. Okay, before you add your next crimp cover, make sure that your leather is turning out the way you want it. Make sure it's not twisted in there. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying. All right, so you're going to take a crimp cover. You're going to slide it onto the leather very carefully. This takes just a second to do. All right, I'm going to push it down to the bead. And make sure that you push the leather. Hopefully Ken can zoom in on this, but make sure you push that leather as far down in that crimp as you can get it, because you don't want to clip the leather when you close the crimp up. You don't want to cut the leather. So make sure that is pushed down in there as far as you can get it. You can use any kind of little tool to do that. I'm just using this little pointer I've got. All right, and then I'm going to get my little tool once I see it's down in there, and I'm going to close that little cover up. Let me get it down a little further. Wasn't quite down far enough. There it is. And let me gently close this up because I'm trying really hard not to crimp the leather. All right, there it is. Okay, and that's going to, that crimp right there is going to anchor this right here where it will not move. Okay, I'm going to put this one on and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the crimps on the end there. You can see right there, that's going to stabilize all of this so it doesn't move around on the leather. And it kind of brings light, a little change in light. Because the gold does bring light, but the silver brings a change of light down to the middle. So it's just fantastic. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, you know me and light, I like to have little slivers of it every now and then. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take one of the melon beads and we're going to work it on there. Remember this one, if the hole's not as big as what you've been working with, it's going to take a few minutes to get this one through. So I'm pushing the leather this way and twisting the bead right next to my finger. And it does take a minute, but it will come through. I've done so many of these pushing it through bone. Oh my gosh. It's a pain in the wazoo. I didn't check to make sure all these holes were, there it is, uniform enough, but they weren't Czech cut beads, Czechoslovakian cut beads. All right, so there's the little tip. Now you know why I told you to have a little left over so that you could clip it off. All right, I got him. Gonna pull him through like this all the way down to where I want him. And this right here is just a judgment call as to where you would like to place these. And in actuality, everything from here on out is a judgment call for you. It's a design choice for you. So you know, wherever you want to place it is your deal. So I've got about an inch right here. So I'm going to thread this other one on this side about an inch down on this side. Okay, so I've got that one threaded on. That one went on a whole lot easier than the other one. All right, so I'm going to take the centerpiece, hold it like this, pull these two out, and make sure that they are about the same. This one needs to come down just a little bit. Make sure they're about the same spacing right there. All right, that looks pretty good. The next thing is we're going to put on another layer of the Obsidian. Gosh, I always put these on backwards. You know, you just kind of go, ah. All right, let's put that on. I think what I'll do is I'll do this side for you so you can kind of see the pattern. But this is really, it's your choice as to what you want to do. There is no right or wrong here at all. But this mahogany obsidian that I got it from Tasia Beads, oh my gosh, y'all, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful stone. Hope my hands are staying in the cameras. I'm having so much fun doing this that I'm not paying attention. Oh my gosh. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my crimp cover. I'm going to do this right here. Make sure it's in there tight. Spit, baby, I'm working. I can't hold you. My cat. She always comes in when I'm working, wants to be held like right then. All right, I'm pushing that down there as snugly as I can. Going to gently close it up very slowly. Not to crimp the leather. All right, so that's that one. And one more here. Slide it on. Spit, baby. Just a minute, sweet Pete. Let me do this right here. Just a minute. I know. I know. I love that BB. Okay, so we've got that one on. And this is what it should look like at this juncture of where we are. Okay. Let me check on my cat. She's very, very not happy right now. I'll be back in a minute. Come up here. Come up here so people can see you. Come on. I can't let you sit in my lap, baby. This is my kitty Spit. Her real name is Spitfire. We call her Spit for short. She's my little gray tabby right here. She's my love. She's my 5-year-old. She's always in something. She is a ball of energy. Oh my gosh. She is, you just can't slow her down. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I got to finish this project, okay? I'd love to hold you all day, but can I finish the project? Let me tend to her. I'll be right back. Okay, back to the task at hand. Sorry for the interruption earlier. Okay, so I went ahead to expedite time on this video. I went ahead and did the pattern that I'm doing on this side that will also be duplicated on that side. So I've got one of the fluted beads, and then I've got 3 of the mahogany obsidian, and then a fluted, and then I'm starting the mahogany again. I'm probably, because I'm getting closer to the top of the necklace, I'm probably going to, after this mahogany one, I'm going to just knot the beads instead of putting a bead cap on it because it's going to go up around the neck and I want it to be a little bit softer. So I'm probably going to just not do an overhanded knot for some of the other beads. Um, I'll show you what I decide to do when I get there. But what I'm planning on doing now is doing this other side up to here, and then we'll see where we are. Alrighty, we're at the tail end of this project, and you can see how all this is coming up to the conclusion up here on the top. Now, there are a myriad of ways to do a leather necklace tie off. Oh my gosh, they're just endless. But I'm going to do something fairly simple just to keep the project simple for you. I decided to make my necklace about a 32-inch, roughly. That doesn't count the pendant on the end. That's just the necklace part. It's a 30 or 32. So now that I've figured out where that is, I put a clip. Let me move this down. I've put a clip here where that leather is going to need to be cut. Now, if you don't want to do this, you do not have to. You can do this. You can actually just knot it off right here with a beautiful knot at the top of any kind. And then you can take a beautiful bead of some kind, whether it's a bead that's within the necklace or just a beautiful accent bead and just round bead and silver, gold, copper, bronze, whatever, and just put it on the end of this leather and knot it off, and so it'll be a finished look. So you'll have this tied in a knot here with two beads on each end of this, and it will be finished. So you won't have to do anything else unless you just want to. Okay. That is a beautiful way to finish something. I do that a lot with my Native American styles that I do, especially if it's long like this, because you really don't need a clasp. It'll just slide over the neck. So I try not to complicate things any more than I have to with clasps and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, on this one, I decided to um, put one bead at the top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my leather crimp that I had. I'm going to cut each piece of leather here. I'm going to put my leather crimp on each end just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to connect these two because, you know, the little leather crimp right here has a little hole on it. So I'm going to connect these two pieces with this one bead. So this is how we're going to do it. Now, to make the bead closure, because I wanted this to come all the way up, so I've got an eye pin right here and two bead caps. Because this is a large hole bead, you will need a bead cap. Okay, so it should look like this at this juncture. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this off and roll it back and make a whole loop just like I did on this end. It has been raining here all day. We have had rain, guys, literally from last night all day today and all night tonight. We are under major, major flood warnings here where I'm at. My yard looks like a beautiful mountain stream right now. There is so much water in my yard. Luckily, We have not had anything flood in the garage or here where the studio is. We kind of tried to take care of that early on when we bought the house because we saw that it was an issue then. So we've done pretty good at that. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's been a little crazy over here. Okay, so I've got a loop on each side. I'm going to make these loops where they are going the same direction. That I didn't do an ace job of this loop. I've done much better loops in my time than I did today. Oh golly. But it is what it is. All right, I'll probably go back and clean this up a little bit. But anyway, I've got two loops here. Next, I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut the leather right where my crimp is there. Make sure they're the same length, just like that. All right, next put the crimp on. Okay, I went ahead and connected, just so you can see the bead to the end of the crimp. I've got my leather laid out here. I want to do the suede side up. I mean down inside there, suede side up. Okay. Because when you flip it over, the other side will be up. You're going to crimp this down, fold in one side. Whoops, wrong tool. Fold in one side. Come on, baby, fold up, fold up. There it goes. And then fold down the other side. I'm taking my flat one. I don't think I got the other one folded in real good. There it goes. All right. So there we are. We got that on there like so. Okay, and you can use a smaller crimp with this if you want to. Either way is fine. I'll crimp that down real good. I'm going to clip off this little excess leather right there. But like I said a minute ago, if you don't want to do anything like this, you can just tie a beautiful knot, permanent knot there, and then add beads on the excess that's hanging, and it will look entirely beautifully finished. So this is just something that you can do if you want to do. You don't have to do this. Okay, so I've got this one in, other side up, making sure. Yep. Okay, I'm going to fold it in. Maybe I can fold it a little better this time. These bigger crimps, though, I will tell you, they are a lot tougher than the smaller ones. So you will have to fight with them just a bit, okay? Because they are a little tougher. All right, so we've got that. Let's get under here and clip off this excess. There it is. Last thing is to connect this to this. You make sure I've got everything going correctly. All right. I want to make sure because this is not something you will be taking apart. It will stay together. It's not like a regular clasp that you can undo and this will be on here permanently. So you want to make sure that your leather is all going the right direction. So lay it out and make sure you've got things where the leather is all, either your suede is all up or your leather side, your solid side is all the way up. It doesn't matter whichever one you chose. I'm going down here on this end because I've got it laid out that far down, just so you can see. Yep, there it is. All right. Okay, be back. All righty, we've got that on. I had to stop the camera because I had to stretch everything out to make sure my leather was all going, wasn't twisted before I put this on. And I'm so glad I did, because when I got down to the bottom where this part was, I had some twists in it. So I undid those and then came up and connected this. So I'm glad I stopped. I always say check and check off, and that is why. But anyway, so I've got this beautiful top on here. You can see how that turned out. Isn't that gorgeous? So you got your little motif all the way up to the top. And guys, we are done with this project. This is not a difficult project, but it just takes a little time for you to just think about what you're doing. Okay. But oh my goodness, look at this. Is this not stunning? I'm excited. Easy, easy leather project, but wow, the bang for the buck is amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some inspiration. You don't have to do it exactly like this. Just take the concept and apply it to an idea that you have already. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. You can like and subscribe, comment. I love to dialogue with you guys. You can also buy me a coffee if you would like, because I love coffee. You have no idea. My husband and I used to own a coffee company at one time. So, anyway, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.